Hi students, I'm Gopal here. I believe you have watched all the videos that I've shared regarding the graphing of the modulus function in the previous week. Now, this is the next one. It is supposed to be your exercise 5.4. Now, before you do that, let me explain a few things. This is about sketching the graph of polynomials. Polynomials means the power of x is more than 2. But in this syllabus, we will only see until 3, when the power of x is 3. Now, this is the general format. Y is equivalent to k. K is a constant that we need to find out later. And then there are 3 brackets, x minus a, x minus b, and x minus c. Now, these a, b, c are also the roots. Now, you understood from the previous quadratic equation, roots are also the x-intercepts. That's rule number 1. So there are 3 roots, remember. Number 2, the shape of the graph. Now, there are 2 types. They will have 2 so-called turning points here. Previously, we also learned probably in mathematics, this is the maximum, this is the minimum, more or less the same. Now, if you have the maximum on the left-hand side, then your k is positive. If the maximum is on the right-hand side, then your k is negative. Okay, done? Now, let's do an example. This is a simple example whereby y is given as x minus 1, 2x plus 1, and x plus 3. The next one, they also ask you to sketch a graph of the modulus of this whole polynomial. Now, 3 things you need to do. The first one, find the roots. How do you find the roots? Is exactly the same as how you found during quadratic equation exercises. Normally, we can use the formula, completing the square, or the easiest one is using factorization. Here it's obviously we use factorization. Now, finding the roots also means the y value must be 0 because it will be on the x-axis. So if y is equivalent to 0, either x minus 1 is 0, 2x plus 1 is 0, x plus 3 is equivalent to 0. So from there we will find out the 3 roots are 1, negative half, as well as negative 3. That is the first thing you need to find out. So now you got all the 3 roots. Second, you determine the shape. Because it is positive, because although they didn't actually show what is k, is obvious k is 1. 1 is positive. So the shape will be like this. The maximum point will be on your left. The third one, which is also more important, is to find the c value, which is the y-intercept. Now, to find the c value, you don't have to expand everything. Just take this value, multiply by this, and multiply by that. So negative 1 times positive 1 times positive 3, you'll end up getting a negative 3. Now, that is the y-intercept. So first you mark the first root, negative 3. Second root is negative half. And the third root is 1. After that, follow the shape. Pass through the first root, maximum point. Pass the second one, y-intercept of negative 3. And then it will go up. Pass through the third root, which is 1. And will go all the way up. So this is the graph for this polynomial, and what you need to do if it is a modulus, as you have already learned before, those region where it is negative, you just flip to the positive side. So we have two. One is less than negative 3, flip up. Between negative half and 1 is also negative, you flip up. reflect on the x-axis, but remember the -3, which is the y-intercept, will now become +3. So you go through this example, it should be easy to understand. I'll come back with another example shortly.